Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. I want to share a few thoughts and ideas with you on the coming 2022 year. Let's get after it. COVID and all its variants are not going to go away. They're just going to be here to stay. I am not saying it's not real. I am not saying it's not life-threatening. I am not saying be vaxxed or unvaxxed. Those decisions are up to you. What I am saying, and according to Wall Street and the reports from the pharmaceutical companies, the profit of 60 plus billion is going to be too much to resist, and per quarter 10 billion profit to the shareholders. It's not going to go away anytime soon. There's too much money to be made in every strain that is coming down the road. Look for that. Supply shortages will escalate dramatically. And when I say this is all part of the controlled implosion of the United States. The food shortages, the supplies, and everything else are being withheld, in my opinion, deliberately until the warehouses that supply the grocery stores are virtually empty. Then the shelves will become virtually empty. Then the 100 plus ships that are sitting offshore off of California will be allowed to unload a little at a time to supply the states and the people that are vaxxed the most. In other words, compliant with this administration's mandates. So those people who are unvaxxed or non-compliant or fighting against mandates will not receive food. They will not receive lumber or clothing supplies. Truckers that deliver that will be forced into compliance or they don't work, thus complicating the supply chain crisis. The border will still remain open despite remain in Mexico policy. They don't care. They are selectively putting in illegal immigrants flooding this country into states that are opposing this administration's will. And if you think for 1 minute Joe Biden is the president, he is not. What idiot goes along with let's go Brandon and repeats it cursing himself on TV? He's not in charge. He never was. The person calling these shots is Obama, who fundamentally said he wants to change America. Susan Rice is calling foreign policy. Ron Klein is calling the domestic shots. You have the propaganda networks doing their bidding, and you have big tech censoring dissidents. As far as the economy goes, they're printing money like mad, devaluing the dollar. It will collapse. Turkey is collapsing as I speak. Their money is almost worthless now, and it will be. What's scary about that is it is a NATO alliance and a nuclear power. I'm wondering if Erdogan will sell some of his nukes to his new best buddy, Russia, to further his economy. Erdogan is a dictator, a Muslim dictator, who hates Jews, is anti-Semitic, and it wouldn't surprise me for him to whip up a war against those people. Food is their weapon of all the dictators. To get you to go along with it, they will feed you. If you oppose it, you're going to starve. The dollar is in decline, and it will be pushed out in favor of cryptocurrency. It's already happening. They've already introduced it. People, you may not remember this, but a long time ago during the Clinton administration, they were trying to collapse the economy and do the one world order, new world order with the Amero. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's an Amero. That was when they believed the new world order was ready to move forward, but it wasn't. It was foiled. And that was where Canada, the United States, and South America would become one region, one government, one ruler, one currency called the Amero. It failed, fortunately. People rose up and said, no, you're not going to do that. Not only in the public, but internal government. They weren't as corrupt back then as they are now. If you think the 2022 elections are going to change anything, ask yourself how many Republicans are in the pockets of big tech, holding stocks of big tech. Do you think they're going to kill the golden goose that's making them money by reforming censorship laws or breaking up those companies? They're not. How many congressmen are in the pockets of the Chinese government? Swalwell definitely is. He was having relations with a spy, a Chinese spy. But how many others? Richard Blumenthal is openly going to anniversary parties for the Connecticut Communists. So if you think the 2022 elections are going to bring about big changes, don't hold your breath. First off, they have to figure out how they corrupted the elections, which they are doing, and it is on the news, how it was done and who was doing it. That's in courts right now. Do I see the mandates being upheld as constitutional? Yep. John Roberts, the Chief Justice, will back vaccine mandates, in my opinion and my guess. He's bought and sold. He's bought and paid for, rather. And he will go with the libs, making mandates a must, and if you're non-compliant, you will face arrest or stuff like that. So they are forcing a potential civil war conflict. We are being divided on purpose. CRT, socio-economic, our history is being removed and will continue to be removed. And we will be divided even further until something happens of a dramatic cause, causing internal conflict. That's my predictions for 2022. Pestilence, starvation, disease, and conflict. Everything that the book of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, the beginning of sorrows, says will happen. Just my thoughts, just my opinions. Let me know what you think. Get yourself right with God, get baptized. That's a must. Greg out.